Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part two of the Lemon Drop. Now I have Mr. Bagley. How you doing, Mr. Bagley?
Doing well, thank you.
You want to tell people about a little bit what you do?
Well, what I've been doing, it seems like no time, but 40 years goes by quick.
Okay.
I've been practicing law since 1982.
Mhm.
I'm with a large firm, and we travel extensively in the United States and other countries, defending primarily companies and that sort of thing. A few athletes here and there. I do have to say one thing. Two things. Before, I guess 2 years ago, I didn't know who Samar was.
Okay.
And only recently I knew who Mike King was.
Okay.
Because somebody told me I was going to be on this show, and I better do some research pretty quick. So I got online and travel so much that I don't. Being from Richmond, I don't see as much in Richmond as I should.
It ain't much in Richmond.
And not much
It ain't much in Richmond.
Well, anyway, I got on online and watched a bunch of Mike's show.
Okay.
This is just tremendous radio channel, and I really enjoy seeing the different people he had on, and of course you're my favorite one. I had no idea you were like a Stephen A. Smith. The way you ask questions.
I wish, man. I wish.
The way you ask questions and follow up, I've been real impressed.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's kind of the background.
Well, like, where did you go to school to be a law firm?
Well, most of the people at my law firm go to the biggest schools because it's a well-known international law firm. I was a little different. I went to smaller schools. I played music for a while, came back, finished up at VCU. Then I went to a small Baptist school in North Carolina called Campbell University. And then I did a little bit of work at Harvard, but not much after that. And that's been it. And I've been very fortunate to be with a firm that really looks at hard work. And as we all know, in particular, that you don't get anywhere without hard work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you said you was in the played a band or instrument?
Yeah,
it's like
it's part of my sordid past. I played all over. I say all over, primarily on the East Coast. And we played. This is way before your time. We played all kind of music, we were a mixed band, and we played disco, we played funk, we played rock and roll, and I still do it as much as I can around at local places.
Are you good at it?
Good enough to get by.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good. So do you think that you can play in front of a whole stadium if they wanted you to?
Oh, I've done it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. What happened, Samar, is we would go to places where we would open up for big groups. So the big stadium crowd wasn't there necessarily to see us. Maybe most of them didn't want to see us. But we would open up, and then a big band would come on and something like that. So some big audiences. Now around town, it's in bars and places like that. So
and you said, what instrument do you?
Drums.
Drum. Yeah. You like one of those fast drummers or like...
Samar, I used to be fast. Got a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not quite as fast these days, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah. I tried to play drums one time, but I can hit it, but it just won't sound right.
No.
Yeah, but
it takes time like anything.
Yeah. And can you tell me a little about how you met? You got me a basketball sign.
Yeah.
By Ray John Rondo and Kevin Love. And that was sweet. And can you tell how you made that happen for me?
Sure. A kid that I have known for a long time, that I have represented and helped with his financial stuff. His name's Ed Davis. He's from Richmond. He went to Benedictine with my son. They played together. And then Ed was he went to the University of North Carolina. His sophomore year, they won a national championship for Roy Williams. He was a lottery pick, which first round pick. He was 13th pick overall. Went to who did he get to? He went to Toronto first. But he's played with a bunch of teams, including he played with Kobe. He's played with all these guys. So I follow him around the country, and if I needed stuff like basketballs and jersey signs and stuff like that, he just finished his 12th year in the league, which is almost unheard of to go 12 years.
Yeah.
And he's a free agent. I don't think he's given it up yet, but he's had a heck of a career, and he's a heck of a nice guy, and he's really done well.
Yeah.
That's how I'm getting back to your question. he played on the Cleveland Cavaliers with Rondo and Love. And so when I told him about you, Ed's always doing stuff. He said, "Let me get this ball." And so he sent it, and I gave it to you.
Yeah, I was very pumped when I seen it. I was happy. I told the whole Instagram about it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. And you say you go to a lot of games. You say you went to a lot of games and you sat behind Kobe Bryant one time.
One time I did. The players in the NBA, this is typical of most teams, they get a certain amount of tickets for each game. And they do a lot of good in the community. They go to children's hospitals and things like that. Go to elderly homes and all that. Of course, the kids just love it. And depending on how much the players do, they can get better seats for their guests. And one or two times we sat behind the Laker bench and sitting right behind Kobe and that crowd.
I would have been calling this thing the whole time.
You know, it's fascinating. He sits there, and he wasn't playing the night I was behind him, unfortunately, but he's back there working the whole time, and he's taking notes. And when the players come over, he shows them plays and stuff like that. Ed said he was the smartest player he ever played with.
I can believe that.
You know, he'd tell Ed stuff about games 3 or 4 games ago that had happened, and Ed's sitting there trying to remember it. So he's and he speaks, I think, 8 or 9 languages.
Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
Dang.
He was a Army rat. His dad played basketball.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he speaks a bunch of languages.
Yeah. And I remember the first time I seen you came to my house, this man right here, he got me my computer so I can do my schoolwork for college for ODU. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I was happy to do it. When I read about your story, I didn't know about it, and I've been around some folks who are my age now who were paralyzed.
Okay.
And you'd be happy to know they're still around my age and still doing good stuff. But when I read about your story, I called your mom, and she said that was the kind of thing you needed, and I was happy to do it. Because you're an inspiration to me and a lot of people.
Appreciate it.
And when I read your story, one thing I've always remembered in life, whether you're working or whatever it is, sports, business, law, whatever it is, growing up, one of the most important words in the English language is acceptance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and people that don't accept things have a hard time moving on.
Yeah.
And I could tell from your story, you had accepted what happened and you weren't going to let it stop.
No, sir, I won't go stop. My mom was there pushing me. I was like, Mom, I got to get the schoolwork done. And I got to get a computer. And next thing you know, she said, somebody named Mr. Bagley got me a whole computer. And now I use it to this day. And matter of fact, I just finished one of my finals yesterday for one of my classes for ODU.
Really?
Yes,
congratulations.
sir. Thank you.
That's wonderful. I mean, you have terrific parents that have really helped you, and people like Mike. And it's just a very inspiring story at a time when we don't have enough inspiring stories.
Yeah. I try to inspire as many people as I can, because it's a lot of people like me, but I don't really know if they can do what I can do. So I try to put myself out there to try to help somebody that's in my position, or if they're not in my position, any position that I can help them in, that they seeking help in.
That's great.
I should say.
That's a wonderful thing, and sharing and helping is just terrific. And you've done a wonderful job of that. And we're all very proud of you.
Appreciate it. And can I talk about your sons? Your sons are tall. Your sons, when he came to our house, his sons had to duck down to get in my door.
Yeah, both boys didn't have much of a choice. I guess I used to be taller. I'm shrinking now, but I'm about 6'4". My wife's 6 feet, and
oh man,
my daughter was a college volleyball player. She is 6'2", and the boys are 6'7" and 6'8".
Great day.
And
they should be in the NFL.
Well, unfortunately, though, they have their dad's speed.
Oh man.
But yeah, they're good kids, and
they play any sports.
Yeah, they played. Mitch, the older boy, played with Ed in high school, and Kyle played over here at James River, and but then they wanted to go on and they got more interested in, what they were going to do later in life.
Yeah.
And they quickly realized that only about 400 people play in
uh-huh.
the NBA. And so their chances were probably 1 in 1 million. So they worked hard, and they both went up to University of Virginia
Okay.
and got graduate degrees up there. So
Yeah. So what is something that you like doing in your free time outside of playing music that you just enjoy?
Playing music is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cars.
Cars?
Yeah, I love cars. I
Mm-hmm.
collect cars. And so I play with those a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
take them to car shows and things like
Yeah.
that.
Me and my dad like cars. We trying to get us a couple old school cars to throw together, but they just so expensive now.
Yeah, particularly right now.
Yeah, and it's hard to find them.
Yeah, it's hard to find them because in the last year or so, post COVID, they really been selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
And the prices went up. I think that's cooling off right now.
Mm-hmm.
It always cools off when I'm going to sell my car.
Okay.
But they're a big deal. Yeah, cars. And
Yeah.
they're fun. I have more modern cars. So
Mm-hmm. And I gotta go back to your law job. What's some of the biggest challenges you faced with your law stuff?
uh biggest challenge. That's a great question, Swar. Um it's just trying to when you get up, I do trial work, and when you get out of town, you're in a different city
Mm-hmm.
you're not
Because you
used
look
to.
like you're a busy man.
Yeah, and so you got judges you don't know, and
Uh-huh.
juries you don't know how the jury population is. It's just hard to adapt
Yeah.
sometimes to different places. A lot of lawyers practice here locally, which is great. I
Mm-hmm.
never really did that. And so going out of town, I'd say, trying to adapt, trying to learn. I mean, you have 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, in state court, each of the 50 states, a lot of times has their own law.
Okay.
Okay. And it's different. So
Yeah.
if I go somewhere that I've just been, where they had a different law,
Mm-hmm.
now I've got to learn a new one.
Oh man, how long does that take?
Well, I've got a lot of smart people who work for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always leaned on and worked with smart people because they're
Okay.
smarter than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, they come in and learn a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the stuff. And the federal court is a little different because there is a scheme. It's not a complete scheme of federal law.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a sister who's a federal judge.
I always myself, I don't know if I wanted to be like a bounty hunter, police officer. I don't want to be no police officer no more because all the foolishness that go on
Yeah.
nowadays. But I thought about being a bounty hunter or something crazy like that, or like, but some that got.
I gotta say, given that choice, I'd have probably gone to police.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter could be a little problematic too.
Yeah. And shoot, I couldn't imagine being a lawyer. You gotta be strong hard to do that.
Well, it's rewarding,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in instances when you take a pro bono case. Now, that's a Latin term meaning you're doing it free.
Mm-hmm.
And so you represent somebody who otherwise has been wrong but can't afford a lawyer.
Okay.
And so you agree to take it, and there's no better feeling than if you can win that case and get them something they deserve.
I'm pretty sure you won many cases.
Well, yeah, I've been lucky. I've been fortunate.
Okay.
It's it's very interesting profession, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. So if I wanted to be a lawyer,
Yep.
what's one of the first steps I would have to take?
I think the first step you have to take, Samar, is to make sure you want it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to work your butt off getting there.
I understand.
And I tell people now that there's so many people that have come out of law school, and it's gotten better, but it's a bit of a glut on the market. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go to law school now, I think you really, really need to want to do it.
Okay.
Because sometimes you come out, there's a lot of judges, a lot of lawyers right around here that aren't making much money.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time, they're into college tuition, law school tuition, which is absurd. And then, Samara, you've got to pass a bar exam, which is not easy. And a lot of people don't pass it. So imagine having spent all that money, you get out, and you can't do what you wanted to do.
I just stick to being a police officer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good on that.
but I will tell you,
Yeah.
Samar, if you decide it's something that you really want to do in all your heart, you should do it, and you can do it.
Yeah, I could, but man, that's
I've known a lot of lawyers with disabilities.
hmm
I worked for some time with a lawyer who was completely blind.
Oh wow.
Now, can you imagine with all the reading you have to do?
Yeah.
He would have a paralegal work with him, and she would read all the stuff to him.
Like, does he read Braille or?
Yeah, he does, and that helps. But I've also been exposed to lawyers and chairs and things like that.
I bet they doing good.
Yeah, absolutely, because they know hard work. That's how they
Yes,
got there.
Yep.
Just like you.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine being a lawyer nowadays. It just seemed like so much, but y'all top dog. I don't think nobody can do what y'all
It's
do.
a crazy life, and I'm coming to the end of mine. I'll probably retire in a couple of years, so I would not want to start over right now. I think I was in a good period, and I think that period may come back. My daughter is a lawyer now in New York, and
That's good.
she's enjoying it.
Yeah, I bet she is. Telling them people what to do, ain't it?
You're right, exactly. Tell them what to do.
Yeah, and this is the Lemon Drop Show. You can find me on Facebook at Samar Lemons, or on Instagram you can find me at s.lemons_. You don't have any platforms, do you?
No, unfortunately, I'm too old.
Gmail.
They don't let me have one.
Gmail or something. Yeah. Yeah.